Blessings. So, have you noticed that apps you love eventually start to rot from the inside out? Like, the features that were free are now behind paywalls, and your feed is like one giant ad. I'm starting to sense a pattern. It's like a flaw written into their very DNA. A corrupting code that forces them to eventually betray their own users. I think I finally figured out why this happens, and I think I found the antidote. So, I went digging, right? Because this isn't some small problem. It's a disease that's infecting the entire internet. And I realized the cause is brutally simple. They have to chase profits. That constant pressure for more is what forces them to eventually squeeze that value from us, not deliver it to us. And here's where shit gets crazy. What if you could build a system that was its very own boss? A network that didn't have to answer to anyone but the users. This isn't a what if. Here, let me show you guys what I found. Okay, so to get this, we have to go deeper. In a previous declassification, we discovered that NNS is the network's brain, its nervous system, right? But I realized that's only half the story. The thing that actually keeps it alive, the source of its power, is that it's also the network's heart. And it's actually designed to beat forever. So check this out. It basically does two things to keep itself alive. First, it creates new value and gives it out as rewards to neuron holders. That's like the citizens who help govern the network, right? It's the system's way of paying its own people for keeping it healthy, basically. And then, to balance that out, every single action on the network, so like every app running, it burns a tiny bit of fuel called cycles. So you have value being created and fuel being burned. And here's where it gets really wild. As the network gets busier, right? The amount of fuel being burned is designed to eventually become more than the new rewards being created. That makes the whole system deflationary by its very code. It's like a built-in feature that rewards the long-term health of the network. It's this elegantly balanced, self-funding loop, and that one detail that it has no investors to please. That's the key. That's the escape hatch from the old broken model. And that's where the scale of this discovery really hit me. Because a system that isn't forced to betray its users isn't just a small improvement. It opens up a completely different universe of what we can build. It means we're no longer just building digital sandcastles, these temporary apps on rented corporate land, just waiting to be washed away by the next quarterly report. For the first time, it feels like we have the power and the tools to build digital cathedrals, permanent public spaces that can't be sold off, historical archives that can never be rewritten, digital worlds that belong to us, the creators and the users, for generations to come. It's not just the network, it's the DNA for a permanent digital civilization. It's the antidote to the rotten internet. So the takeaway is this: the decay of the current internet, it isn't an accident. It's the result of a broken business model fueled by greed. One that forces platforms to eventually turn against its own users. But for the first time, a new model exists, and it's being proven right now on the internet computer. It's a model where the network's only incentive is to serve the community that governs it. And that leaves me with one huge question. If the platforms we use are no longer designed to betray us, what kind of internet could we actually build? Let me know your thoughts. And as always, stay blessed.